Beloved one, this is not a coincidence. If you are here listening to this message, it means heaven itself has aligned this moment for you. The angels are saying to you right now, your season of struggle is coming to an end. The long nights of worry, the silent tears you cried when no one understood, the battles you fought when you felt alone, heaven has witnessed them all. And today, the message is clear, the miracle you have been praying for is finally at your doorstep. Pause for a moment and breathe this in. You have carried burdens that were heavier than most could imagine, and yet you did not give up. You pressed forward. You kept your faith alive even when everything seemed impossible. Because of that, a breakthrough has been released in your favor. The angels want you to know that doors which have been locked for years are now opening. The divine opportunity you've been seeking is not something small, it is something life-changing. Something that will not only bless you but also overflow into your family, your loved ones, and generations to come. But listen carefully. This is a sacred and appointed moment. This is your divine window of favor. The message is urgent, you must embrace it before midnight. That means don't delay, don't doubt, don't let fear hold you back. Your miracle is ready to arrive, but you must receive it in faith. Right now, as you hear these words, chains are being broken. Every spiritual attack against you is being dismantled. Every delay that has kept you stuck is being reversed. The power of God is surrounding you, lifting you, and preparing you for the new season ahead. The angels are saying, this is the hour of your turnaround. No more sleepless nights worrying about how things will work out. No more anxiety over the future. No more feeling forgotten or overlooked. Heaven has declared, it is your time to rise. So lift your hands, open your heart, and say this with me, I am ready. I receive my miracle. I welcome the divine blessings that are meant for me. I believe that what God has promised is already on its way. Feel the shift as you speak those words. Because right now, the atmosphere around you is changing. The energy in your life is being renewed. The angels are rejoicing, because you are stepping into alignment with the blessings that belong to you. Do not let this opportunity pass you by. You have waited, prayed, and endured for too long. Midnight marks a new chapter. Walk boldly into it, knowing that heaven is backing you. And as you receive this word, share it with faith. Speak it out loud. Claim it for yourself. Because your miracle is not just coming, it is here. Stay encouraged, stay faithful, and remember, the angels are with you, and God's promises never fail. If this message touched your heart, type Amen, I receive it, in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, share this message with someone who needs hope, and let the blessings flow. Your season of struggle is ending. Your miracle is at the door. Receive it now. 111. This is a clear sign that your life is aligning with heaven's plan. Your thoughts are powerful in this season. Keep them positive and faith-filled, because what you focus on now will multiply. New beginnings are unfolding for you. 222. Peace and balance are entering your life. What felt delayed is now falling into perfect timing. Trust the process. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Harmony is returning to your relationships, mind, and heart. 333. You are not walking alone. Divine help surrounds you right now, guiding your steps and strengthening your spirit. Every prayer you whispered is being answered in ways you cannot yet see. You are supported more than you know. 444. You are protected on every side. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Stability, safety, and strength are being built around you. The foundation of your future is secure, and nothing can shake what God has established for you. 555. Major transformation is happening in your life. Old doors are closing and new ones are swinging wide open. Change may feel uncomfortable, but it is bringing the blessings you prayed for. Be ready, your breakthrough is closer than you think. 777. This is your sign of divine favor. Blessings are aligning in your path, and unexpected opportunities will soon confirm that you are exactly where you should be. Miracles are on the way. Stay faithful, stay expectant. 888. Abundance is flowing into your life. The struggles of lack are being replaced with overflow. Opportunities, resources, and financial blessings are being released to you. Prepare your heart to receive more than you asked for. 999. A chapter is ending so a greater one can begin. Release what no longer serves you. The closing doors are making space for miracles, fresh purpose, and new beginnings that will bring peace and fulfillment. The waiting room of heaven. There is a sacred place called the waiting room of heaven. It is where dreams are held, prayers are stored, and promises are protected until the appointed time. You may feel forgotten there. You may feel like nothing is moving. But what you don't see is that heaven is busy on your behalf. Angels are being assigned. Hearts are being prepared. Situations are being rearranged. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Waiting is not wasted time, it's preparation time. Think of a seed in the ground. Nothing appears on the surface, but beneath the soil roots are stretching, foundations are forming, and life is building. In the same way, your promise is taking root underground before it blossoms in full view. The blessing is bigger than you imagine. When God answers, He doesn't answer small. He doesn't give you barely enough. He doesn't deliver halfway. He answers in ways that leave you speechless. Now unto Him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. You may be asking for just enough to survive, but God is preparing more than enough to overflow. You may be praying for restoration, but He is planning double restoration. You may be asking for healing in one area, but He is planning complete renewal. God is not just writing the story you asked for, He is writing the story you never dared to dream. Do not despise small beginnings. Sometimes God begins the answer in small ways. A shift in your heart. A small open door. A faint confirmation. Don't dismiss it. Every great move of God begins with a seed. David began with sheep before he was crowned king. Elijah's reign began as a small cloud before the storm broke open. Jesus began with a manger before the cross and resurrection. Do not despise the small beginnings in your life. They are not the end, they are the evidence that God has started the work. What begins as little will grow into much. God is removing the counterfeit. Have you ever noticed how before the real blessing comes, imitations often appear? Counterfeit friendships, counterfeit opportunities, counterfeit love. It is the enemy's attempt to distract you, to tempt you into settling, to pull you away from God's best. But when you truly trust God, you'll learn to discern the counterfeit. Here's how you'll know: the counterfeit takes your peace, the authentic brings peace. The counterfeit makes you strive, the authentic flows. The counterfeit makes you question your worth, the authentic reminds you of it. Wait for the real thing. Don't settle for less than God's best. The counterfeit will fade, but the authentic will endure. God is closer than you think. Sometimes it feels like God is distant, but He is closer than your breath. He is not an absent Father. He is Emmanuel, God with us. In your tears, He is there. In your laughter, He is there. In your confusion, He is there. In your silence, He is there. The enemy wants you to believe you are alone, but you are surrounded. Angels walk with you. God's Spirit lives within you. His hand is over you. Even when you don't feel Him, He is near. Even when you can't hear Him, He is speaking through His Word, through circumstances, through the stillness in your soul. The right door will open. You've knocked on doors that stayed shut. You've tried paths that didn't lead anywhere. You've faced rejection that broke your heart. But rejection is not the end. It's redirection. The doors that refused to open were never yours to walk through. The opportunities that slipped away were never meant to carry your name. And when the right door opens, it will be different. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg for it. You won't have to lose yourself to enter it. It will swing wide because heaven has ordained it. Revelation 3 verse 8 declares, "See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut." When God opens it, no man, no devil, no circumstance can close it. You are being carried by grace. There were moments you thought you wouldn't survive, yet here you are. Not because of your strength, but because of His grace. Grace has carried you through storms you didn't think you'd outlast. Grace has lifted you when your spirit collapsed. Grace has sustained you when your resources ran dry. The same grace that kept you yesterday will keep you today. And the same grace that holds you today will lead you into tomorrow. Don't underestimate the power of grace. What you cannot do on your own, God's grace will accomplish in you and through you. God will redeem the broken pieces. Perhaps your story feels shattered. Perhaps your past carries pain, regret, and scars that you wish you could erase. But hear me, God wastes nothing. The broken pieces of your life are not useless. In His hands, they become a mosaic of redemption. Folded hands if you believe your waiting season is not wasted, and that God is working all things for your good, say it now, Amen, I trust you. There is something powerful that happens when you finally stop running. When you stop grasping for control, stop forcing outcomes, stop clinging to what is slipping away. In that stillness, you begin to hear God's whisper again. In that silence, you realize He has been holding your life together in ways you could never imagine. All your striving, all your forcing, all your worrying cannot accomplish what a single act of surrender can. Because surrender is not losing, it is aligning. It is you stepping into the flow of heaven's design instead of fighting against it. And when you align with God's plan, everything begins to move with grace instead of pressure. Life is not meant to be a constant battle of control. You were not created to wake up each day anxious about how everything will come together. You were not made to live with the weight of trying to make people stay, make opportunities last, or make the future happen on your timeline. That weight is too heavy for you, and it was never yours to carry. God says, "Cast your cares on me, for I care for you." That means He is already watching over the very things that trouble your heart. He knows the burdens you carry, the secret tears you cry, the questions you hold in silence. And He says to you now, "Release them into my hands. I can carry what you cannot." You have been walking with clenched fists, trying to hold everything together. But when you unclench your fists, when you open your hands, not only do you release the burden, but you also make space for blessings to enter. Nothing new can come into hands that are tightly closed. Open your heart, open your hands, and let Him fill them with what is meant for you. There is no forcing in the kingdom of God. What is yours will not require you to beg, chase, or compromise your peace. What is meant for you will arrive with a sense of rightness, a sense of calm, a sense of ease. It doesn't mean life will be without challenges, but it does mean that the blessings assigned to you will not come through pressure. They will come through peace. Sometimes, the reason you feel restless is because you are trying to rush a season that is not meant to be rushed. A farmer does not plant seeds one day and demand a harvest the next. He waits. He trusts the process. He believes that even though he cannot see what is happening underground, life is forming. That is where you are now. You are in the in-between season, where roots are forming beneath the surface. Do not despise this time. Do not mistake hiddenness for abandonment. This is where strength is being built, where character is being shaped, where faith is being stretched. The truth is, God has not forgotten you. He has not overlooked you. He has not left you behind. He is working even now, in ways beyond your sight. What looks like silence is often strategy. What feels like delay is often protection. What seems like unanswered prayer is often God preparing something greater than you asked for. One day soon, you will see why things had to happen this way. You will understand why certain doors closed, why certain people walked away, why certain plans didn't succeed. And when that day comes, you will say with tears of gratitude, "Thank you, God, for not giving me what I thought I wanted. Thank you for giving me what I truly needed." So breathe deeply and rest in this truth. Nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by. You don't have to force it. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to fear missing it. If it is written for you, it will come. If it belongs to you, it will remain. If it is part of your destiny, it will align in perfect timing. Trust this process. Trust this pause. Trust this unfolding. You are not behind, you are being prepared. You are not forgotten, you are being positioned. You are not denied, you are being protected. The plan for your life is still intact, and God has not failed you yet. He never will. So today, release the pressure. Surrender the fear. Lay down the burden. Whisper it again, "I trust you, Lord. I don't need to force anything. I know everything is unfolding perfectly for me." There comes a moment when you realize that your striving has done all it can, and the only way forward is through surrender. That moment is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the point when your heart finally understands that what is meant for you will never require you to sacrifice your peace. What God has ordained for you will never come by manipulation, by endless worry, or by exhausting yourself with fear. It will come in His timing, and His timing is always perfect. Think of the seasons. Winter never forces itself into summer. Autumn never rushes into spring. Each season has its own beauty, its own timing, its own rhythm. And so does your life. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly where you are meant to be right now, learning, growing, preparing for what is ahead. It is easy to look at others and feel like you are falling behind, but comparison is a thief. What belongs to someone else is theirs, not yours. And what belongs to you is being shaped even now, even if you cannot see it yet. If you could see how much is already aligned in the unseen, your heart would rest. If you could see how many doors are already waiting to open, your spirit would rejoice. If you could see how every delay is secretly working in your favor, you would never fear again. You are being invited into trust, not shallow trust that lasts only when things are easy, but deep trust that holds firm in the silence, in the waiting, in the unseen. That kind of faith is what brings miracles. That kind of faith is what unlocks breakthroughs. That kind of faith is what carries you through valleys and lifts you to mountaintops. And remember this, surrender is not the end of your effort, it is the redirection of it. Instead of spending your energy forcing, chasing, or worrying, you spend it on peace, prayer, and preparation. You prepare your heart for the blessings you know are coming. You water the seeds of faith that have already been planted. You align yourself with gratitude so that when the doors open, you are ready to walk through them with strength and humility. Some of the greatest blessings you will ever receive are the ones you didn't chase, the ones that found you when you were simply being faithful, simply being present, simply trusting. That is how divine timing works. It doesn't demand that you force. It asks that you align. Look at how God has carried you so far. There were nights you thought you wouldn't survive, yet here you are. There were moments you thought the pain would break you, yet you are still standing. There were seasons when you thought you had nothing left, yet you kept moving forward. Do you not see? You were never alone. He has been with you every step of the way, guiding you, holding you, keeping you. If He has been faithful in the past, why would He fail you now? Take this truth into your spirit. What is meant for you will not require force. It will arrive with peace. It will fit with grace. It will come as naturally as the sunrise. And when it comes, you will not have to wonder if it is yours, you will know in the depths of your soul. That is why you can rest now. That is why you can release the anxiety. That is why you can stop overthinking. Because your life is not falling apart, it is falling into place. Slowly, quietly, beautifully, in ways you cannot yet see, it is unfolding perfectly for you. Even the detours have meaning. Even the heartbreaks have purpose. Even the delays are protection. You have not been forgotten, you have been hidden for a season, like a seed in the ground, so that when your time comes, your growth will be undeniable. Hold this truth close, you are not too late, you are not too broken, you are not too far gone. You are right on time. You are deeply loved. You are fully seen. And everything meant for you is still on the way. So breathe again. Believe again. Rest again. Release the weight you've been carrying and hand it to the one whose shoulders are strong enough to hold it. You don't need to force anything anymore. Just surrender. Just trust. Just watch as everything unfolds in perfect timing. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone in order to be worthy of what God has already written for you. Your destiny is not fragile, it is secure in His hands. No missed opportunity, no rejection, no betrayal, no delay can erase what heaven has planned. If it is written with your name on it, it will find its way to you. That is why you do not need to force anything. So many times, People live in fear of missing out, fear that they've lost their chance, that they've ruined their future, that they've fallen too far behind. But listen closely, God's plan is greater than your mistakes. His timing is stronger than your delays. His mercy is wider than your failures. Nothing can cancel what He has ordained for you, unless you give up believing. And that is why surrender is so powerful. When you surrender, you are saying, I trust that what is mine will come to me. I trust that what is not mine will leave me. I trust that every step, every pause, every delay is guiding me to something greater than I can see. That trust frees you from fear. That trust gives you rest. That trust gives you strength to keep going when the road feels uncertain. Think of the ocean. The waves rise and fall, the tide comes in and goes out, but it is never rushed, never forced. It follows a rhythm set by the Creator. Your life also has a divine rhythm. Some seasons are for rising, some are for resting, some are for releasing. When you stop fighting against the rhythm, you find peace. You may not understand why certain doors closed. You may not understand why some prayers weren't answered the way you wanted. You may not understand why you had to walk through such painful seasons. But one day, you will see the threads connect. You will realize that what felt like a loss was actually protection. You will see that what seemed like silence was actually God working in secret. You will understand that what you thought was the end was actually a beginning. That is why you must keep walking. Not rushing. Not forcing. Not panicking. Just walking, step by step, in faith. Even the smallest steps matter. Even the quietest prayers are heard. Even the tears you cry alone are collected by God and turned into testimony. Rest in the truth that you are not forgotten. Heaven has not overlooked you. The very breath in your lungs is proof that your story is still unfolding. If you were finished, you would not be here. But because you are still here, it means there are still blessings, still breakthroughs, still miracles ahead of you. Stop asking when. Stop asking how. Stop trying to calculate every detail. Your role is not to figure everything out. Your role is to trust the one who already has everything figured out. He sees the end from the beginning. He knows the road you cannot see. And He is guiding you, even when the path feels hidden. If you could see the way heaven is arranging things for you right now, you would never worry again. Angels are moving. Opportunities are aligning. Prayers you prayed long ago are still echoing in eternity, and the answers are on their way. But they will arrive not by your force, but by His timing. You can stop carrying the weight of trying to control it all. You can stop draining yourself by overthinking every possibility. You can stop living in fear of missing what is already secured for you. The blessings with your name on them cannot pass you by. So release the fear. Release the pressure. Release the urge to force. Choose surrender. Choose trust. Choose rest. Because in the stillness, in the quiet faith, in the letting go, that is where God moves most powerfully. And when the blessings arrive, they will not feel forced. They will feel natural, peaceful, undeniable. You will know, without question, that this was the moment God had planned all along. And you will see why you had to wait, why you had to release, why you had to trust. Your story is unfolding perfectly. Not in your timing, not in your way, but in God's. And His way is always better. There will come a day when you look back on this very season, and you will whisper to yourself, "Now I understand why it had to be this way." You will see how the delays were not punishments, but protections. You will see how the detours were not failures, but redirections. You will see how the waiting was not wasted time, but preparation. Every unanswered prayer you cried in the midnight hours, every moment you thought God had forgotten you, every door that refused to open, all of it was shaping you into the person who would be ready to walk through the right doors at the right time. You were not being ignored, you were being refined. Sometimes the reason blessings feel delayed is because the version of you that prayed for them was not yet ready to carry them. A blessing too soon can feel like a burden. But when it comes at the right time, it feels like ease. It feels like peace. It feels like something that fits, something that flows, something that does not drain you but fills you. That is how you will know it is from God. Do not envy those who seem to be ahead of you. Do not compare your journey to theirs. What looks like speed is not always success. Some people run quickly only to collapse early, because their foundation was not secure. Others take steady steps, slower in appearance, but they last, they endure, they rise higher than anyone imagined. You are not behind. You are right on time for the story that heaven has written for you. If you knew the weight of the glory coming to your life, you would understand why the preparation feels so intense. You would understand why the process feels so heavy. You would understand why the pruning feels so painful. Because the deeper the roots, the higher the tree can grow. God is establishing deep roots within you so that when your blessings arrive, nothing can shake you, nothing can uproot you, nothing can take away what is yours. Every tear has been watering the soil of your future. Every prayer has been planting seeds. Every act of faith, even the ones no one else saw, has been building a harvest that will one day bloom so beautifully that people will wonder how you survived the storms that should have destroyed you. And in that moment, you will be able to say, "It wasn't me. It was God." Do not despise small beginnings. Do not look down on days of silence. Do not curse the seasons where nothing seems to be moving. Those are the seasons where roots grow underground. Hidden growth is still growth. Silent seasons are still sacred seasons. Just because you cannot see it does not mean it is not happening. You are being carried even when you feel like you are standing still. You are being strengthened even when you feel weak. You are being lifted even when you feel low. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. Nothing is ever truly lost. Even the broken pieces of your life are being shaped into something whole, something holy, something beyond what you could have built on your own. There is a reason you survived what should have destroyed you. There is a reason you are still breathing. There is a reason you are still being given another sunrise, another chance, another day. It is because your purpose is not finished. Your destiny is not done. Your story is not over. So breathe deeply. Lay down the weight you've been carrying. Stop rehearsing your fears and start rehearsing your faith. Speak life over yourself. Speak hope into your future. Speak peace into your heart. Say to yourself, I may not see it yet, but I believe it's coming. I may not understand it now, but I trust it will make sense later. I may not have everything I want, but I have everything I need for this step. And step by step, God will lead me where I need to go. That is the secret, to keep walking. To keep believing. To keep trusting. Not with a desperate grip, but with a surrendered heart. Because when you let go of control, you make room for miracles. And those miracles are closer than you think. Some of them are already on their way. Some of them are waiting just beyond the next sunrise. Some of them will arrive suddenly, without warning, and you will know in that instant, this was God, and this was worth the wait. There are seasons when silence feels like abandonment. You pray, you wait, you listen, and still there is no answer. In those moments, your heart wonders, has heaven forgotten me? But hear this, silence does not mean absence. God's quiet is not rejection. His delay is not denial. Sometimes, silence is the sound of construction. Behind the curtain of your life, He is preparing something you cannot yet see. Think of a seed buried in the soil. It feels dark, it feels hidden, it feels forgotten. But under that soil, life is stirring. Roots are forming. Growth is happening. The seed cannot hear the gardener's hands, but that does not mean the gardener has left. In the same way, just because you cannot trace God's hand does not mean you cannot trust His heart. He is working on details you have not even thought to pray for. He is aligning opportunities that will one day meet you at the perfect time. He is weaving connections, shaping hearts, moving circumstances into place. What feels like nothing is happening is really everything is happening in the unseen. So do not give up in the silence. Do not misinterpret delay as defeat. Some of the most powerful moves of God are prepared in hiddenness. When the curtain finally lifts, what He reveals will make you understand why you had to wait so long. There will also be moments where you feel as though the weight of life is too heavy for your shoulders. You wake up tired. You walk through days burdened. You lay your head down, and still your heart feels restless. Hear this, you were never meant to carry it all alone. The load was always meant to be shared. When you place your burdens in God's hands, you do not lose control, you gain peace. You do not surrender your strength, you receive His. You do not abandon responsibility, you embrace rest. The difference between drowning and floating is not in the water itself, but in the posture of the body. Likewise, the difference between burnout and breakthrough is not in the challenges you face, but in whether you try to carry them alone or let God carry you through. Rest is not weakness. Rest is worship. Rest says, God, I trust you enough to stop striving, to breathe, to let go, and to believe you are still working even while I rest. Sometimes, the hardest part of faith is the middle. The in-between. The place where you've left behind what is old but have not yet stepped into what is new. It feels uncomfortable, uncertain, unfamiliar. You are no longer who you were, but not yet who you are becoming. That is why it feels so heavy. But hear this, the middle is not a mistake, it is a passageway. The wilderness is not your permanent home, it is a bridge to your promised land. You are not stuck, you are transitioning. And though the middle feels endless, it is temporary. Every valley has two exits. Every storm has a clearing. Every night has a morning. So do not lose heart in the middle. Do not stop walking when you are closer to breakthrough than you realize. What looks like emptiness is often the birthplace of fullness. What feels like loss is often the soil of new beginnings. And remember this, nothing you have lost disqualifies you from what God is about to give. You may have lost people, opportunities, time, seasons, relationships, but nothing lost will keep you from what is destined. What is yours will always find its way back. What is truly meant for you will not be stolen. God does not only restore what was taken, He multiplies it. He does not only replace what you lost, He gives greater. The story of your life will not be defined by what left you, but by what came after. There are days when your prayers feel like they're bouncing off the ceiling. You cry out, yet the heavens seem quiet. You look around and wonder if your voice even matters. But let this truth sink into your soul, every word you pray is collected. Every tear is noticed. Every whisper is heard. The silence is not a dismissal, it is an incubation. God does not ignore your cries. He bends down to listen. He holds your sighs as carefully as He holds your victories. He records every prayer, not one wasted. The answers may not come on your timeline, but they are already scheduled on His. Heaven does not lose track of what you've asked in faith. When you least expect it, the doors will open. The shift will happen. The breakthrough will burst forth like light after a storm. So keep praying. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, keep praying. Prayer is never wasted energy. It is a deposit in the unseen that will eventually manifest in the seen. Sometimes you will look at your life and feel behind. You'll scroll through others' stories, compare their progress to yours, and think, why am I not there yet? Why is my journey slower? But pause and remember this: you are not on their timeline. You are on God's. Comparison is a thief that will rob you of peace, but contentment is a shield that will restore it. You don't need to run someone else's race, you need to finish yours. What is blooming in another person's garden may not yet be ripe in yours, and that is okay. God grows each seed at its appointed season. Some flowers blossom quickly, others slowly, but each is beautiful in its time. Trust your pace. Trust your process. Trust that God knows what He is doing with you. When it is your moment, nothing and no one will be able to hold back what is meant for you. There will also be times when people will misunderstand you, reject you, or walk away. It will hurt. It will sting. You'll wonder if something is wrong with you. But hear this: rejection is not always loss, often it is redirection. Sometimes God closes doors to protect you from what looks good but isn't right. Sometimes He removes people because their part in your story is finished. Sometimes He allows the disappointment because He is making room for something better. When someone leaves your life, do not chase them, release them. If they were meant to stay, they would not have walked away. If they are meant to return, they will, in God's time, not yours. True relationships will not require you to beg, force, or prove your worth. They will recognize your value and choose to stay. So let rejection refine you, not define you. Let it remind you that God is still the author of your story, and He knows how to remove chapters that do not serve your future. And remember this truth: strength is not the absence of weakness, it is the decision to keep going in the middle of it. You may feel broken, but you are not beyond repair. You may feel weak, but you are not without help. You may feel exhausted, but heaven has a way of sending fresh wind just when you need it most. Your strength will not always come from what you can do, it will come from who is holding you. When your legs give out, God will carry you. When your voice falters, He will speak for you. When your hope flickers, He will breathe life into the flame. Do not mistake fatigue for failure. Do not confuse tiredness for defeat. Even when you stumble, you are still moving forward. Even when you pause to rest, you are still on the path. And even when you feel you cannot take another step, God's grace will meet you and carry you further than you thought possible. There will be seasons when life feels like an endless night. You look for the dawn, yet all you see is darkness stretching further than your eyes can handle. In those moments, you must remind yourself, night does not last forever. Even the deepest midnight must surrender to morning. And in the same way, your pain cannot outlast God's promise. You may not see it now, but the light is already breaking through. The sun is already on its way. God does not abandon His children in the shadows. He leads them through the valley and into the meadow. So do not mistake the night for your ending. It is not the end. It is only a chapter that will close. Your morning is written into your story, and nothing can erase it. Hold your heart steady. Trust that even if you cannot see the sun yet, it is rising. And when it does, you will understand why the night had to be endured. There are times when the weight you carry feels unbearable. Responsibilities pile on. Expectations from others press down. Silent fears whisper that you are not enough. But let me speak life into you. You were never meant to carry it all alone. That is why God invites you to cast your burdens upon Him. You were not built to be crushed by the heaviness of this world. You were created to walk in partnership with the One who holds it all. When you feel overwhelmed, that is the signal to hand it over. To let go. To release what is too heavy for your hands and place it in His. Surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the recognition that you do not have to play God in your own life. You only need to trust Him. And when you do, the weight shifts. The peace that surpasses understanding fills you. The strength that seemed out of reach begins to rise within you. You do not have to figure out every detail. You do not have to control every outcome. You only need to lean on Him, and He will carry what you cannot. There will be moments when you look around and feel forgotten. You see others being blessed, doors opening for them, prayers answered for them, and you quietly wonder, has God overlooked me? But hear this clearly, God has not forgotten you. He cannot forget you. Your name is written on His hands. Your face is ever before Him. Your prayers echo in His presence. You are not invisible, not to Him. Delay does not mean denial. Silence does not mean absence. The waiting room of heaven is not punishment, it is preparation. God is not ignoring you, He is arranging everything perfectly. If He has not released it yet, it is because He knows the exact timing when it will bless you most. So instead of doubting, start expecting. Instead of worrying, start watching. Because when God moves, it will be sudden, undeniable, and overflowing. What He is about to release will make you forget the long nights of waiting.